sparkling ocean waves. What you call sins, heavy waves of evolution. Activated human.
Hello, my name is Ashley-Nicole Phillips, and you are tuned in to Kingdom Things Podcast with me, Ashley-Nicole Phillips. I want to start this installment of Kingdom Things Podcast off with a celebratory note from Spirit, or Other Dimensions of Self. Mr. Brett Kornacki, hailing from Austin, Texas. He came through to me in spirit, and he asked me to deliver a message to his son. Mayonnaise, I love you. Mayonnaise, I love you, says Mr. Brett Kornacki to his son. I know you will receive this message in spirit, and I'm excited for you to come across this video and receive the message through your physical senses. Again, you are tuned in to Kingdom Things Podcast with me, Ashley-Nicole Phillips. I am a channel for the divine, just like you. I'm actually the biblically prophesied Messiah, just like you. Why, Ashley? We are in the age of unconditional love, where we are awakening to our divine presence. We are coming online to our infinite nature, no longer succumbing to the finite limitations of self, but understanding that we are limitless energies having a human experience. We have human personalities, but our human personality is only a dimension of infinite dimensions of the self. No longer allowing ourselves to be restricted by our paradigms of who, what, where we are as humans. But understanding we are infinite dimensions. No longer allowing ourselves to be restricted by the ideology of who, what, where we are as humans, but understanding that we're infinite potentials having a human experience to evolve the human experience in order to evolve creation, most readily known as God. Within the Kingdom Things Podcast, you will find energies and messages from my soul or my Akashic record, in which I channeled with the intentions to uplift the human consciousness, to assist with the expansion and evolution of humanity, human culture of planet Earth, as well as God's creation. Which brings me to the 2033 Kingdom Things Podcast prophecy. I channeled this message, this prophecy, these energies from my soul, from the oneness of all things, the Most High White Light Creator energy, soul, the oneness of all things, Most High White Light Creator energy in all the dimensions of yourself. In all actuality, have 0 degrees of separation. I channeled from my soul, my Akashic record, by the year 2033. We will be in the streams of energy. We will be in the streams of consciousness expansion. We will be in the streams of spiritual evolution as the human creation of planet Earth, to understand that we are a human culture of planet Earth with no disease, no poverty, no war, world peace, no famine, no death. As death, disease, poverty, war, famine were all products of our understandings of who we were in our past human culture. We are now again in the book of Revelations. We are in the prophetic time, the second coming of Christ. The second coming of Christ being the mass awakening of the human consciousness, or every human awakening to the full potential, infinite potential God inside, spirit, soul, alignment, self-realization, self-actualization, to live our lives out of infinite potentials, glean infinite potentials, journey the road of existence as our human creation, in the human creation as physical humans, divine humans, God in the physical. The perfect human, as noted in the Holy Bible and many other scriptures in our culture called the human culture of planet Earth. We are going to get into a Kingdom Things Podcast amalgamation style installment called The Return of the Tatarians, Return of Tartaria. Something of that nature is going to be titled The Return of Tartaria, The Return of the Tatarians. These energies and messages, I am still myself digesting and evolving and growing with. I hope there's an energies and messages that assist you with your own soul activation, your own evolution, your own wellness, your own internal balance, the balance of your reality, to assist with the balance of all things. Let's go ahead and get into the Kingdom Things podcast installment titled The Return of the Tatarians. Don't forget to also check out my other channel works. My music, Ashley-Nicole Music, is available here on YouTube, where I stream my spiritual evolution into my musical creations. I'm also an author. I authored the Unconditional Love Literature Parcel, which is how I actually was catalyzed into remembrance of my soul plan, my highest potentials on the planet, and what I plan to create, who I plan to be, and my highest potentials in this lifetime, in this creation as a human of planet Earth. I also channel uplifting energies and messages within Oneness Connection Energetic Upliftment, which is available to stream on YouTube at this time. All of my content is timeless, so whenever you feel guided to, just go ahead and scroll, click, whatever your finger lands on. There's probably an energy or a message to assist you with your own evolutionary journey. I'm also a home chef. I enjoy cooking. I really do. I intuitively cook magic meals with Ashley-Nicole Phillips. We chat, we cook, we eat, we have a good time. Available on YouTube. And last but certainly not least, Asiyah's animated series, where I evolved from the Unconditional Love Literature Parcel, where I also channel my Akashic remembrances and energies in order to assist myself with activation, self-realization. I hope it's as uplifting to you as well. Let's get into this Kingdom Things podcast installment, Return of the Tatarians. The lost cities that we categorize as mythology, they are cities, civilizations, realms of creation that we are lost from, right? We were lost from because we were in a vibrational setting, a consciousness stagnation that only allowed us to perceive reality through strict paradigms of belief. These mythological realms, cities, civilizations exist, and we were lost from them. We are angelic, infinite, divine creator beings, energies, in an infinite creation in which we readily call God. I channeled it before. Our strict perception of who we thought we were, where we thought we were, lost us from ourselves or the infinite expansiveness of all things, creation, infinite creation, or God. I am channeling in energies of Tartaria. And what I am perceiving, what I am reading, is that the Tatarians did migrate to North America, to North America. And they did so in a way that is synonymous with modern day United States of America's origins. The Tatarians of ancient and biblical origins migrated to what we now know as North America. The Tatarians of ancient and biblical origins migrated to what we now know as North America, seeking spiritual, religious autonomy, seeking economic affluence, expansion, a greater quality of reality, of life. I stated the 12 tribes of Israel had futile relations. I channeled that the 12 tribes of Israel had futile relations. Futile is defined as pointless, lack of usefulness or pointless. And my soul said, "Do you know why it's you channel futile? Do you know why we said futile? What is the purpose of existence, Ashley?" My soul is asking, what is the point of existence? The point of existence is to grow and evolve and expand existence by evolving and expanding the energies in which we embody. Everything in our reality is only a projection of the energies in which we embody. So if we're always running from people and things in our reality, we're never confronting ourselves or facing ourselves to grow and evolve ourselves. Diaspora is you running from yourself, which you are adverting the creative process or adverting God's process. God's process is you grow and evolve from yourself, your reality, to grow and evolve God, to grow and expand God, creation, yourself. As God, creation, yourself have 0 degrees of separation. We are in a space and reality where we are transitioning into divine alignment, universal alignment, where we are living as the creator intended for creator to live, creation, the creator's creations to live, or the creator creation to live, to be. Physical reality, tangible reality is a newer concept, a newer dimension of infinite creation. And we are beings of physical reality. We are being aligned with universal flow or universal orchestration because we have graduated as a new conception, a new dimension of God's creation into divine order, divine alignment, divine empowerment. And the way we perceive ourselves and the way we perceive reality is expanding, will expand, is evolving, will continue to evolve. Who we thought we were, what we thought we were, is a part of the makings of us. Who we thought we were, where we thought we were, does not define us, but is a part of our evolutionary journey as beings of infinite creation, as divine energies of infinite creation. Diaspora. Definition, Oxford Languages, the dispersion or spread of a people from their original homeland. People who have spread or been dispersed from their homeland. The dispersion of the Jewish people beyond Israel. That's the most significant example of diaspora in the way that it was the origins of the human being of planet Earth, the modern day human being of planet Earth, the 12 tribes of Israel, and their futile relations. The most prevalent example of diaspora, this dispersion or spread of people from their original homeland. Oh my goodness, right? Y'all, I'm getting downloads. I'm doing interdimensional healing to assist with uplifting the humankind, really, because to assist with uplifting the human being of planet Earth, as the human being of planet Earth evolves and grows spiritually, mentally, physically, emotionally, the human being of planet Earth assists with the upliftment of all of humankind of God's creation. We're not the only humankind of God's creation. And as all of humankind uplifts, all of God's creation evolves and grows, uplifts. Return of Tartaria. The most prevalent and significant example of diaspora is the way the 12 tribes of Israel feuded and ran from themselves, from their homeland, from Israel. Why did they do that? There are many reasons. The intrinsically prevalent energy is the energy of self. the energy of wanting to be identified as self, the energy of needing a reason for self to be significant was a deeply rooted cause of the futility exemplified within the 12 tribes of Israel family crest, because 12 tribes of Israel were one family crest. But due to the feeling, the need to due to the paradigm that there is a title or there is something outside of just existing that validates your existence, whether that's money, title, career, family, affluence. The paradigm that there's something out of there's the paradigm that there is a paradigm outside of you just existing. That paradigm outside of your existence validates your existence or your sense of self. Is a deep-rooted cause of the diaspora, exemplified the diaspora that took place with the 12 tribes of Israel, which set off a domino effect of the modern-day human being of planet Earth, creating or manifesting through the paradigm of needing to fuel the sense of self. The sense of self outside of the understanding that you just existing is a miracle, or the sense of self outside of God. Because our existence is God. I am, or existence, is God. And as we exist, we are. And as we are, we exist. Anything outside of that understanding that your existence is miraculous in and of itself, and that is enough, that supersedes that should supersede one's desire for validation. Not being satisfied with the mere fact that you exist as validation for your existence, but needing more to validate your sense of self or your personal self or your humanism or the thought patterns that we created that justifies why we exist. The thought paradigms that we created that shaped who we feel we are, who we think we are, where we think we are. Those thought patterns that we created, which shape who we think we are, where we think we are, what we think we are stoked and deeply rooted in the dissatisfaction with being. The dissatisfaction with being your validation for your greatness, for your abundance, for your right to feel great, for your right to feel abundant. And as we know, the way we feel, the way we think, shapes our reality. The way we feel, the way we think, shapes our reality. The Tatarians of ancient and biblical origins. The Tatarians of ancient biblical origins as John the Divine, or John from the Holy Bible, wrote to the Tatarians or the Central Asians, and the assertion from John to the Central Asians or the Tatarians ignited that ancient energy from the 12 tribes of Israel, where fear ignited a fear of losing self, the sense of self, or being a Tatarian. So Tatarians migrated to North America for spiritual, economical, quality of life, autonomy. Does that sound familiar? Our colonial ancestors, I say I'm a black woman. I say our because all is one. We have to supersede. We have to become galactic beings in the way that we understand that everything, that we're all one. Humankind is one humankind, and we all share the energy of being a human, being a divine human being of God's creation. Once we're able to rise above all of the other paradigms, we're able to be the remedy to evolve and uplift all of humankind, all of God's creation. Our colonial ancestors migrated to the United States of America, which originated modern day United States of America with the prospects of religious, spiritual, and economical autonomy. Many Americans, that's how we live our lives. We live our lives, many people, period, especially many of them, let's just stick with America. Many Americans, we live our lives through that paradigm of not feeling satisfied with being who we are, but always needing a promotional raise, a career, a vacation, a car, a title, a house, a pet, a family to justify our existence. Which took us, created a gaping, illusionary separation from our spirituality, the understanding that we exist because we were divinely created, because we were divinely needed in God's creation. We are a solution to help God, all of God's creation, grow and evolve. That's why we came into creation, each human being. I channeled that God creates everything that comes into God's creation, every dimension of God's creation. All human beings are dimensions of God's creation. Every dimension of God's creation comes into fruition or into creation, manifestation, because it is a dimension of God that is needed to continue to evolve and expand and balance, see the wellness of God of all of infinite creation. We were in a karmic loop, karmic cloud of energies as Americans, where we could never be satisfied with just existing, just being, because of the ancient biblical origins of our existence. Being able to allow yourself to open up and understand unfetteredly that you are connected to the oneness of all things in order for your internal balance, internal wellness to vibrate and satiate the oneness of all things. The wall of forgetfulness that has casted the human being of planet Earth, the human culture of planet Earth, into universal connectedness, amnesia, has been demolished as the energies of original sin of the human being of planet Earth have been transcended, evolved. Hey, Kingdom Things Podcast community. Today is July 21st, Sunday. It's 10:27 p.m. Central Standard Time. This is going in the Kingdom Things Podcast channel messages titled The Return of Tartaria, or The Return of the Tatarians. So I was laying in my bed doing shadow work because I needed to rest because the energies were so powerful. I needed to lay down, as I often do. And I was going over some things in the word identifiable. It was like, what was stopping the mass awakening, or what was stopping the conscious awareness, what was stopping the mass awakening of the humankind of planet Earth. I channeled in the slowing of what was stopping the slowing of the mass awakening of the human consciousness of planet Earth. I channeled in the Kingdom Things podcast installment titled 144 Part 1. It might be in 144 Part 2. The oneness of all things, or God channeled through myself, that God was using, the vessel that is, my personal identifiable self, Ashley-Nicole Phillips. God was using my vessel to create the alchemy for the perfect human. Not for me to keep or hoard the energy, but to be the energy in order to contribute to the alchemy of the humankind of planet Earth, the human consciousness, to evolve and awaken the humankind of planet Earth, the human consciousness, through being my authentic energy that is I. And as I know through my conscious awareness journey, or aligning more to my soul understandings, I understand that all is one. So I was lying in bed and the word identifiable came up, and I was so led to Google the definition of identifiable. Oxford Languages, identifiable, able to be recognized, distinguishable. Able to be recognized, distinguishable. Identifiable, Oxford Languages, able to be recognized, distinguishable. And I then was triggered into the internal understanding that we seeked for autonomy or individuality in order to be identifiable, or to be recognized, or to be able to be recognized or distinguishable. We seeked autonomy, freedom, in order to be identifiable, to stand out, to be recognized, distinguishable. My soul was like, that's inverted. You should seek to be, it's inverted because why, Ashley? Because all is one. And when you relax into the oneness of all things, it's no longer seeking to be identifiable, but it's understanding that you are all things. And with understanding that you will have access and that you are all things, you understand that the only reason why you were seeking to be identifiable or recognized or distinguishable is because you thought you lacked. You thought you lacked. You thought you lacked. But if you knew you were all things, now that we know that we are all things, being recognized or distinguishable no longer has the lustrous flair that it did when we thought that we were null or void or needed to be built. We thought that we needed to construct ourselves, and we thought we needed to construct our lives. When we thought we needed to make something out of ourselves, we wanted to be identifiable. Now that we know that we are all things, we are infinite possibilities in the flesh, it's no longer about being distinguishable or recognized. It's understanding that we are. And every way that we show up is going to feed our desires. Every way that we show up is going to manifest our highest dreams. Everywhere that we show up is going to be abundant, well, and balanced, because we are limitless possibilities. Our babies, our children that were born between the years of 2012 and 2027 are the turning point babies, as they were born into paradigms of old energy, lack, poverty consciousness. And as the year 2027 rounds to the year 2028, the turning point babies will, flourish and blossom and bloom into their full presence, their God presence, creating an exponential shockwave across the globe, the planet, the universes, God's creation, reverberating wellness, balance, peace, abundance. And so it shall be. We were the walking dead. We transcended actuality, reality, eons ago, to descend into the evolution in order to hit rock bottom, or our lowest of our lows, or the epitome of our low, in order to evolve or ascend back into life or actuality or divine presence, or to become alive once more.